Hey, I got it to work.
Yeah. Leave it.
Lou liked it so much that she was doing a rope.
Leave it.
Welcome to Plot Off the Press.
Hey,
Welcome back. We have all been working hard and doing other things, so we've avoided you, and by you I mean the audience.
Oh, wow, that's way we're better than you four listeners.
Our four listeners, they're masochists. So they like this. This is
Really? That's why they listen to us.
It's verbal BDSM.
Also, so I have to put my glasses on to see over your left shoulder. What is the bird thing that you have there?
That is night gathers, and now my watch begins.
Oh, okay. So this is obviously for that great TV show, Facts of Life. Yeah.
Yeah, Taxi.
weirdos.
No, really, what is it for?
That's Game of Thrones.
There you go. I was just seeing if she.
We don't have to sit on her.
Well, I was like, how do you not know this? We watched the whole fucking thing together.
I thought if I was stupid enough, well, as stupid as I am, excuse me, which is enough
I think
of
you're
stupid.
using the wrong S word. The S word you're looking for is sober.
No, I'm not sober. No, but
Shit show. That's what we're looking for. Shit show.
Yes.
Oh,
The word of the day.
oh, and I just watched.
That new drinking game alert. Anytime anybody says shit show, you have to take a drink.
I was thinking of the other S word because I watched like 15 minutes of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure yesterday. So I was thinking Socrates instead of Socrates. But okay.
Oh,
Socrates. That's what I was thinking of. Like, can I be Socrates? But with an English accent, even though he's Greek and there's no English people in there.
Oh God.
you're a fucking weirdo.
Again, stupid. Anyway, let's continue.
Anyway, so this week we're doing a James Cameron double feature. So woo! We had to extend how much time it took us to do this one because they were so fucking long.
Yeah. So Piranha 2, that's my favorite.
Yes, they attack again. Return.
Yes, Piranha 2. No.
First movie, which we're going to be talking about here, is Titanic. Box office breaker from 1997. PG-13, even though you get to see a little nipplage there.
Yeah, but it's not in a sexual way. It's more artsy. So like when I was young, the movie.
Hold on. When he was young, a long time ago.
I do around the same time period, right?
Yeah,
you know,
black and white movie time.
Yes. Before they had the talkies. I had back when I was young on VHS. It was Clash of the Titans, the old version of Clash of the Titans, and in the beginning of the movie, like they put a baby out to sea, like Moses or Willow or one of those religious things, and she kind of breastfeeds the baby sort of, but it wasn't like it was PG because she's using her breasts as a symbol of like
there was nothing non-sexual about the scene.
Exactly. It wasn't like 9.5 weeks where they had the refrigerator open and put hot.
I'm talking about in Titanic, non-sexual. Like everything about her laying on the couch with this big ass diamond right over her titties is as sexual as you can get.
Yeah. Well, she's not engaging in a lewd act yet. How about that, Mr. Prosecutor?
You're saying that she's just posing for an artist.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying. But Amber Heard's lawyer over here is fucking trying to fucking incite a riot. You're not going to win, sir.
Amber Heard.
I pledged my support. I may not have paid it yet, but I have pledged it.
Amber Heard seems like somebody Taylor Date.
My dog's never stepped on a bee, and I hope Johnny Depp found a jar of dirt because he's about to win this. So.
I mean, she's snorting coke.
Anyway, I'm bringing us back. Bringing us back. Anyway.
Back on track.
Let's start with our ratings here. All right. So Titanic on IMDb gets a 7.9 out of 10. It is one of the highest rating box office movies of all time. I think only actually beat by another James Cameron movie, Avatar.
Okay. Well, no, Endgame's got to beat it, right?
What?
Endgame's got to beat it, right?
Endgame may have passed it, but if you adjust for inflation and all that, because keep in mind this came out.
Sure. No. Yeah. Okay. You got it. Okay. You're good. Sorry, Mrs. Hurd.
But,
he would definitely take her name.
Oh, I would take her name. She's hot, but
she's crazy as fuck. She'll murder you.
All right, let's get back on the boot.
She's not going to murder me, right?
So
That's the whole game. That's the attraction. How deep can I get in and still survive?
So it's like the movie The Descent, but emotionally. Not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, it's a 7.9 out of 10. I'm gonna hand it over to you, Casey, to start with. What are you feeling over there?
I gave it a 7.
A 7?
What?
Hold on.
No, sure.
Across the distance.
Well, they could have made the movie shorter.
You're the girl here.
I know.
Ooh.
Look at all my plot holes and shit I got.
Oh, there's most certainly some plot holes.
Oh.
Well, and I felt like 7 was fair. It looks great on a big screen. The movie could have been shorter. I love that Kate Winslet's in it and has red hair. You know, love red hair. You know, you get to see all the different people together, and it's like their own little world on this big ship, and you see all these different things. Like, that's kind of cool.
So you're talking about like social levels of poor to rich. What are you getting at here?
I was trying to say it nicer.
Okay. All right. So keep going.
But I mean, and like the special effects, all that stuff's really great. I give it a 7.
Okay.
7. Okay.
So 7 it is.
7 it is.
Carter.
7 it is. The movie itself, since back in the day, because I'm old enough, when I never watched it in the theater.
I watched it in the theater.
I said I never watched it in the theater.
Oh, I thought you said you did.
I owned it on VHS, so it was like 2.
It was 2 VHSs because it was so fucking long.
2 tapes.
Yes.
So the first part of the movie overall is a 5. 6 with the fact of the special effects of like the cinematography and the fake boat. So like the magnitude of the boat, like with the pulling out a dock and little tugboats and stuff like that. 6 or something like that. Now, when the boat starts sinking, it's an 8.5. Oh, then that is straight disaster.
So both of your scores would be like a 7.
Hold on.
Just saying.
Hold on.
How do you combine these? I can't say first.
So hold on. Then after the goddamn boat sinks, and she's like, "I'll never let go," and then blah 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 blah.
She says, "I'll never let go," and then immediately lets go.
That's a 2. So the movie itself has to be at the end a 6.2.
Jesus. So we're going to talk a second about that because I have a theory that I've been floating for a little while, and I've noticed this among.
And that's something Leo couldn't do. Float.
Bravo. Anyway, so I've had this theory for a little while, especially about Carter's ratings. The more socially awkward the moment, the lower his score is going to be. So we talk about like the angsty high school stuff that we did with Superbad, low score because it's awkward and you can't stand looking at it. Big action movies, yeah, high score. Except for some reason, Can't Hardly Wait for some reason.
Yeah,
No. I gave Mean Girls a great score. So suck it. Your theory is full of dog shit.
Dog shit or Amber Heard shit?
Stand by.
Did Amber Heard shit on your theory right there in your bed?
While you were awake?
Stand by.
Hold on, we ain't got all day, so we'll get back to it as you fumble.
No, I gotta. Here we go. You get a 7.8
Yeah.
on Mean Girls. I stand corrected.
It's a good score.
You Googling, Coco.
Again, it all depends on what the movie's about. If we're all about blowing shit up, I mean, like The Rock for Michael Bay, overall, we want to really be real critical about it. It's not a good movie. Right. But when you add in the blowing shit up, it looks great.
So I'm going to give this one an 8.2.
8.2?
8.2. It's a little high, but I can defend myself here. So
no, did you blow Leonardo DiCaprio at some point in time?
I heard he has a big dick.
Oh, Casey's heard he's got a big dick. Did you get it all the way down? Was it like a trombone?
It's probably because he's so skinny, so maybe it just looks weird.
Irish. No. I do remember this being a 2-part VHS. I do remember all that, but I think the movie as a whole has a very good value. However, there are some caveats. If you're watching for the first time, or if you're rewatching after years of haven't seen it, because this one doesn't really come on TV that often. It's too long, right? They can't play it on TBS or TNT during the daytime.
Oh, it'd be 4.5 hours long with the commercials.
Yeah, so you don't see it on TV that often. So it's nice. Like, this is the first time I probably watched it in 10 years. I enjoyed watching it. I like the history parts of it. I like the cool diving parts of it. There's some huge plot holes, and we're going to bitch about Rose in her old age here later. And
how she's supposed to be 101?
101, she's walking around, and she carried that fucking diamond around for 85 fucking years. That's bullshit.
Through the
100%.
Depression. Through the
Depression, through World War II, through Vietnam, Korea wars, all of that stuff.
I don't think they were deploying her there, so I don't think.
But I would say World War II when
letters from Vietnam like, "Dear Jenny, I still have the heart of the ocean on me."
Oh my God, I would watch that in a heartbeat.
Yes, if you had that British Forrest Gump accent I just did.
I still have the heart of the ocean.
And then people would think that he wouldn't.
I call it the butthole of the sea. No,
he wouldn't say that.
But behind all of that, I really do enjoy Kate Winslet, especially the naked part. But I think she does a really good job in the role. So anyway, I will jump from there. Let's start talking about our favorite characters. I'm not going to say Kate Winslet because I feel like that's just a cop-out. I do enjoy Bill Paxton, but at the same thing, I'm either going to go with Kathy Bates or...
Kathy Bates.
Yeah.
All the way. Even though she is absurd, and they're just to be sort of comic relief, but also she's the only one that's sensible, I guess you could say. I mean, even though that the people below deck are, they're grounded in, like, they're not rich, crazy people. You know what I mean? Like, they understand, but, Kathy Bates is, I mean, she's got to be the best character, right? Unless you want to go, like, Enzo. Because Leonardo DiCaprio, go fuck yourself.
No, and it's definitely not Winslet, and it's not Billy Zane.
No.
So, yeah, it's probably her. So what about you?
No, I agree with that completely.
Kathy Bates?
Yeah, she had a couple, good lines, and again, she kind of like the rich people didn't even like her because
she was good comic relief, but also at times, I mean, like at the end, she's like, "Get out there! They're your men. You don't want to go." I mean, like she's
real, like a real person.
Yeah, I get it.
And reasonable.
Yes. There you go. Because other than that, everybody else is just
nuts,
or go fuck yourself. Or I mean, Billy Zane's head of security, fuck him. The captain, fuck him. the guy that designed the ship, or the other guy that's
Marketing.
designed the ship, or the guy that does he own it?
Jonathan Hyde.
Yeah, fuck all.
And then the whole thing with the lifeboats, it's like, well, we had enough lifeboats for everyone, but it didn't look good.
Well,
Yeah.
and I also one of the lifeboat captains or whatever, the one that went back at the end,
Mr. Fantastic.
Mr. Fantastic. Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks for stealing that thunder.
I'm sorry, I hadn't seen it in forever, and as soon as he came on, I was like, "Holy shit, it's Mr. Fantastic!"
That's exactly what I did. All right, so then what about our favorite scene? I mean, do we just love when Jack drowns, or
he doesn't really drown until she lets go, per se. Well, I've got two favorite scenes.
Then you go first, because
or two good ones.
You go.
So I picked a fun one and a sad one. So my fun one is when he takes her below deck and they have that big party and everyone's just having so much fun, and she really just kind of lets loose and she does the thing on her tiptoes and he's dancing with the little girl and it's a good time.
Okay, yeah.
And then the sad part is the musicians for me. It really is.
Well,
what song were the musicians playing as the Titanic song?
Hold on.
I looked it up earlier.
I know this, by the way. Also, just so you know, just like the musicians, it's been a pleasure and an honor doing this podcast with the two of you.
Yeah.
And just so you know,
it's been a privilege.
Whatever it was, maybe it's a privilege.
Yeah, I have it written down. It's been a privilege.
Everybody knows what song they were playing. It's Cisco the Thong Song.
No, that's what they would be playing if our ship was going down.
I did look it up earlier, and I don't remember what it was.
It is Near My God to Thee.
Yes.
Which,
so those were
again,
my two.
Is that Tim McGraw?
No, it's Faith Hill.
No, that's Faith Hill. That isn't that old.
So those are my two.
Near My God to Thee, and it is a old hymn.
Yes.
But I do enjoy that song, actually. It is quite striking at the moment. I think for my favorite scene is really kind of that whole sequence after the iceberg hits. Long after the iceberg hits, but like you said, during the music playing up on deck, kind of the chaos of it all. I think it's not only is it really good movie making and directing to show all the different views of everything going on, but just the idea to show stuff you wouldn't normally see in a disaster movie, right? Like, showing stuff where there's still a lady with her kids below deck. They're still just hanging out in the room because they know they're not going to get saved. There's old people in the dining room, know they're not going to get on the boat, so they just hang out. There's guys getting drunk. There's people that are still denying it. I like the wide spectrum in that scene of kind of what's going on.
For me, I have trouble picking out what I like the best because the movie itself is so long. So, I really, really enjoy the scene when the boat leaves. Just the tugboat's pushing it out. Everybody gets on, the waving,
the dolphin,
and then you see the giant. Because that's one of the first movies that were the special effects were so good. You could actually tell the scale. There's a little sailboat, and then the giant Titanic next to it.
Yeah, I was looking some of it up. There's a lot of model work in this one, kind of similar to the old Star Trek days. There's a lot of miniature work.
Oh, was it? Okay. Well, see, I didn't know that, but I mean, I knew that it had to do something, but it was done really well.
Yeah.
And so I really, really, really like that. For say something like cinematography, because then after that the boat gets out to sail, and then the camera pans from the bow, I guess, to the port. Is that the bow, the front? Anyway, the front of the boat to the back of the boat, where it goes over the steam engines, and you can see what's going on the decks and everything like that. I just always thought that looked really cool. And then When Jack gets to invited to dinner, I really enjoyed that scene just because he's quippy. You got the shitty people, and then you got our girl Kathy Bates. That even though he's back at the fucking Billy Zane and his morons, Kathy Bates is like, fuck you too. Then whatever, Slappy. Even though he didn't have any money, and I mean, I thought that was a very good scene for.
But the other rich people, they were just going with it. They didn't know that he was
yeah.
poor, and then it was like
until her mom called it out like the bitch she is.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
And fuck that bitch. Even though she was awesome and fucking Unforgiven, but yet she's just fucking raging fucking C-word in this movie.
Oh, she was awesome in Unforgiven. She was a total bitch in that movie too.
Yeah, but she was fucking doing it for a fucking reason. She was taking up for a girl.
Was she?
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, then maybe she wasn't. You know what? We'll do Unforgiven again then. Anyway. No, and then after that,
she's a hypocrite. She didn't have any money anyway.
Right?
Yeah. Well, no, again, that's what makes her such a good bad person. And then after that, when the boat starts sinking, when the boat breaks in half and the bottom starts going down, and it's all, but right before it breaks off, where the guy falls off and hits the propeller and then bounces off, like, fucking Christ, man, that shit is fucking awesome, but totally terrifying. So I mean, if I had to pick any of those scenes for me, I guess I'd go with, because I do all the action scenes, because according to Taylor, so maybe the bouncing off the propeller, but really I think
you're an asshole, so you like the propeller part and you're in the ding.
Yeah, I think really the dinner, but I think those are the three best scenes in the movie for me.
Okay. What do we think about the cast?
I did not recast anybody.
Well, I'm going to just cause.
Okay.
Do you have any?
No, the only one I thought about taking out was Billy Zane, but I thought he did a really good job too. There wasn't really like a huge reason to take anybody out.
No, there's not. There's not. I took out Billy Zane, I took out Leo, and I took out Rose, just cause.
Oh.
Well, I mean, I'm just thinking. Okay, so
full Monty.
For Billy Zane, even though you won't like it, I'm feeling Marky Mark on it, but I think
are they the same age?
Yeah, they're right there.
God, Leo looks so much younger.
I really want to recast him with Matthew Broderick. I think Matthew Broderick could have that same quippy, shitty fucking. Even though he doesn't do it a lot, but I feel like he could do that kind of Billy Zane kind of.
I can see it, but it's a different character though, because he's a lot more. I would say he'd have to be a lot more witty and kind of passive aggressive. Because Billy Zane was a lot more forward with it, a lot more angry and shaking, and I think Matthew Broderick could do it, but you're getting a totally different character.
Yeah, but again, I feel Matthew Broderick could have done it because, again, what has Billy Zane done besides Tombstone and Demon Knight and Titanic? I mean, other than that,
Phantom.
Phantom. Okay, with Catherine Zeta-Jones, you got me on that. You're right. He's running around in a fucking purple suit, but he's also being nice in that. So he's not.
What has he done? Let me look this up, because what has he done lately?
All right, well, you look at that up. Okay, so now Leo with the
shit, he's old.
Well,
the movie's old. We're old.
So is Marky Mark and Matthew Broderick.
Yeah, but he was born in '66.
Yeah, I think so is Matthew Broderick. Kevin Bacon, 62. Marky Mark is like 67. So, like, right in there, brother. That's hey. That's what happens when you start getting old like me. You think, oh, it's good. And the next thing you know, you turn around and you're like, I remember when gum was a nickel. That's where you're at right now. Now, Leo DiCaprio, I mean, you could do Brad Pitt. No.
I forgot he was in The Boys.
No. even though he wasn't famous enough, James Martinson,
Oh, he's a cute guy.
Cyclops.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe
For Billy Zane?
No, for Leo.
Oh, okay.
But really, Leo, Ewan McGregor.
Like they're the same kind of like body type and everything.
And they're about the same age.
Then you can turn it into a musical.
And they're now that is what you would want to do.
My gift is my song.
But they're just fucking beautiful. Jesus Christ, those eyes. Ugh, man.
Whose eyes?
Leo's and Ewan.
Oh.
Are you fucking kidding me? Now, for Rose, I don't know.
I'm thinking of Titanic as a musical now. It's in my head.
Just because Ewan McGregor?
Yeah.
Because he did that one shitty fucking musical that you like?
He actually did more than one. He sang in Big Fish, too.
We're not going to talk about Big Fish.
Okay, for a Rose.
All right, so Jessica Chastain, no, she wasn't famous then. Heather Graham, too tall. Jennifer Connelly, and nothing against her. She's very beautiful. I think she just isn't pretty enough. I mean, because I think Claire Danes. So we change out Leonardo DiCaprio for Ewan McGregor, and then Kate Winslet for Claire Danes. So we opposite of Romeo and Juliet.
What do we think of Charlize Theron?
What about the age, though?
I don't have a problem with that. She's very pretty. She's right about the same age. I think she's too tall for this. But
because they gotta look good together.
Oh, by the way, I didn't know this. Billy Zane was one of Biff Tannen's henchmen in Back to the Future.
Oh.
Yeah, I've got a picture of him in the Ford as they're pushing his little skateboard.
Biff, what a dick.
Billy Zane, what a dick.
Okay, so
Biff is a bigger.
So I do want to pit stop in director land for a minute here because James Cameron, very well known for the big scene kind of movies. Titanic, I don't, since then I remember that movie being marketed just at an insane level when I was a kid. That's why I got to go see it in the movie theater. Even though I was like 7, and it was such a big deal. Same thing. It seems like he disappears for a while and comes back with a big movie every now and then. Same thing. We were just talking about Avatar earlier. Avatar broke all the records. Came out. It was a beautiful, amazing movie. This other one we're going to do today, not as big, but still a great, huge movie. But I like he can always tell the big story, and have you interested most of the time.
Well, okay. Do you have it pulled up? James Cameron directed movies because. Okay, so and I know he directed. Again, it's not like anything I knew when I was a kid, but I mean, it's like Piranha 2. Then he did Terminator. Then he did Aliens. And then in between there.
So he did an Alien short to start with. It's called Exogenesis. Then his second big movie was Piranha 2, The Spawning.
Yes.
Then he did Terminator, Aliens, which we both really like Aliens.
Fuck yeah.
Because it's the second one. He did The Abyss. Yeah. Then he did all the Terminator, Terminator 2, True Lies, which we enjoy as well, Titanic.
And then Avatar, right?
No, there's a bunch of stuff in between there. He did a couple documentaries because he was spending so much time out at sea.
He was underwater for those, but I mean like an actual movie, fictitious movie. I mean, it went Titanic and then Avatar, right?
He did a couple TV shows. Yeah, I mean, the rest was all documentary stuff.
So, Strange Days with Ralph Fiennes, which is an underrated movie with also Angela Bassett.
He wrote the screenplay for that one.
Okay, he wrote the screenplay. He didn't produce it, or he did, and then his ex-wife direct it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so that was a project in between. So yeah, I just remember back in the day after watching Titanic, which I did not want to, but it just kept being like this.
It's too much culture icon, right? Like,
Well, it just kept being this such monumental hit over. It's just breaking all these records, and then it won all these fucking awards. And then so I broke down and watched it, and it's just like, fuck. James Cameron writes these movies, and I don't like how he writes women for the most part. I mean, like he writes bitchy women very well, but women in general, I mean, they're kind of plastic. But other than that, he does know story structure. Yeah. So if he's going from A to B, he gets you there with A1, A2, A3, A4. Like it's like I wouldn't watch this movie wanting to not like it, and the end of it, I was like, fucking damn it!
That's why you gave it a 6.2.
No, the way the movie goes. Again, like I said, I don't like the way.
No, you're dead to me.
He's not a fucking love story guy. The love story is fucking bull. I mean, seriously,
It's not great.
Okay, it's just like, you want to smell my dick real quick? And she goes, yeah.
Let me teach you how to spit.
Boom, there you go. I mean, like.
He's just training her up for later.
Oh, Lord.
Taylor and Casey, A+ on the jokes today.
Yeah. Cheers.
Fuck. I don't know if they were spontaneous or
they really were.
Or they were
that was off the top of the old noggin here.
Man.
Two
people on fire and someone is just.
So I do want to jump into comments and plot holes because I think we're going to have to talk about a bunch of shit. I'm going to start off with just Rose at the end of the movie. She remarries and has all these children, and there's all these pictures of her all over the world doing all this shit. Again, there's one like looks like it's right after Titanic, and it's in Africa somewhere, but it would have been like right in the middle of World War II. So got a problem with that. Also, she carried this fucking diamond around for 70 years.
No one found it.
Nobody found it. Like her husband never ever rummaged through her pockets. Kids don't know about it, and she threw it back into the fucking sea. Like why would you keep it so long and then throw it back in?
Dumb.
Because that's some good dick in that ocean right there.
A guy that you need
one time.
My biggest plot hole is that they're on a boat and somehow they still fuck in a car for the first time.
I have that too. That's the same thing. You have a huge boat and you still have sex in a little car.
Well, it wasn't a little car, but yeah, it was in a car.
All cars are little then.
Anyway, you still fuck. You're on a boat and you still fuck in a car.
So many room for activities.
But without a drive-in movie theater.
I would just say Fabrizio would have definitely vacated the third deck room for however long Jack and Rose needed.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And of course, there were still two other roommates, but I mean, like little things like, okay, so Billy Zane's bodyguard police guy, really? The boat's sinking. The water's coming up, and he's still just like, I guess she'll drown. Like, I'll get off. But he's still like, Mr. Zane, I guess we'll leave whenever. We like, at what point in time do you go, fuck you?
No, the whole time he's acting like all cool and shit. He's sitting down in the office. He's watching, just like Jack is, the fucking water come up under the little portico window. And he's just like,
Well, he thinks he's good because they paid off that dude or whatever.
Yeah, but, I mean, again, dude, who needs a fucking bodyguard on a fucking lifeboat? Bye, bitches. There's
just like we were talking about earlier. These wealthy people are nuts.
Guess why they're wealthy? Because they're nuts. But no, there's that. The fact that Rose is even allowed on the deck at the back of the boat to where even Leonardo DiCaprio can even interact with her, and no one's, going, excuse me, Mom, you can't go that way. Like no one's she just, and then and of course, without that, there's no movie, but still just.
Well, on that same...
Nobody has seen her, and then all of a sudden there's security or some shit.
Well, on that same note, how did no one see them making out in the front of the boat?
Do they make out?
Yes.
Wow. I've zoned out. I thought
it was at nighttime. It was right before the iceberg hit.
Oh, yeah. No, they did see him make out. That's the guys in the crow's nest are talking about it.
No. I'm talking about just people, like all the rich people that are up there. No, she's
outside. It's too cold. They're in their chambers with their.
It is.
But there's a lot of windows.
But it's very cold.
I'm just saying. Nobody fucking saw that.
I get it. Okay. Yes. Exactly. But also, there's a lot of brandy bean drinkins.
I'm just saying.
Not drinkins.
Cigars and liquor.
Yeah. Just. There's so many problems with this movie. Either way,
they've known each other 2 days.
2 days.
And I want to know, if she's so wealthy and this, that, whatever, why the fuck aren't her nails done? That's irritating to me.
Okay.
And
I love that. I love that.
I mean, I immediately noticed. I was like, ew, girl, get your nails done.
Because that's something that happened back in 1911.
Other people had their nails
do better.
Right? And then
do better.
And then if she would have taken the lifeboat when she was supposed to, Jack is obviously very clever and can do things. He
probably would have lived.
He would have. He would have figured it the fuck out. He would have done all the same shit, except she wouldn't have been there. And he would have had that whole door to himself. And then they could have met up afterwards.
Well, then also you'd have to go through the stupid ass scene of where she takes an axe and cuts metal handcuffs without cutting his fucking hand off in freezing cold water. That's fucking stupid. That's fucking ridiculously stupid.
Oh, I do have a best dress for this one.
Ooh, who's the best dressed?
Kate Winslet when she's only wearing the necklace.
Oh, I agree.
So tits out. It's Kate Winslet, and again, the drawing scene is so dumb. Draw me like one of your French girls, because that scene right there harkens back to the beginning of the movie, which means the only reason that she's there anyway. First off, right? No way that. Yeah, we're on the Titanic, and I'm Bill Paxton, and I've got long blonde hair for whatever reason, and an earring.
The earring really made me mad.
And by the way, yeah, exactly. And I got an earring because I'm a cool diver or whatever. And by the way,
I didn't really understand the earring thing.
Yeah.
Oh, it made him so mad. He's like, "Why the fuck does he have an earring?"
So I do have a question. I don't know if you guys have more plot holes, but I have a deeper question.
This is a plot hole, but I mean, like, why are you going to show a picture of Kate Winslet naked on CNN, and then she's like, "That's me 100 years ago," like stupid.
84 years ago.
Again, she would be 101 years old.
I know, we did the math.
Done.
83 years.
Yes, and she still remembers that dick.
Ugh.
So,
Told you
speaking of that, I have a alternate ending that I want to put in front of you guys. That I'm curious if I would have watched a sequel about this.
Okay. The iceberg didn't hit, and they made it.
No.
Damn it.
She gets pregnant from Jack, and then ends up going back to Billy Zane, to Cal, and quickly marries him so that it's his son, or he thinks it's his son.
Well, yeah,
they live out this whole like Titanic counted Monte Cristo thing.
Oh.
Although Jack is dead, I'm not bringing him back.
Yeah, I don't know how that works, but I mean,
well, the kid,
like maybe the baby eats him.
No.
Or
No, like
eats
the
her.
kid- no, the
Eats her
kid-
through the womb.
No. The kid would grow up and figure out this asshole isn't my father,
Yeah.
and then he would have his
But
home
then,
in it.
but then you have the whole side of Cal finding out he's not his father, but then he's stuck to him.
Well,
But he's such an asshole. He'd probably try to kill him.
that would mean she would have to
It makes for good tension, good plot.
Yeah, but he kills himself 15 years later from the stock market thing. So by the time the
Does
baby...
he really kill himself,
He
or does
doesn't
the
have to.
people
He
kill
doesn't have
him?
to.
All right, so now we're getting into it. Okay, first off, Count of Monte Cristo.
Oh, we know. Don't even, we're just...
What? No, hold on. Yeah, he turns the son against the dad, but there still has to be somebody that's old as Billy Zane to be resentful, which means that Leonardo DiCaprio, Jack lived, and they didn't know that he lived, and somehow he came into tragedy, but then a fortune, and then came back.
Okay, how about this?
How about what?
How about what I said happened? She got on the lifeboat. He was on that door thing, got rescued. They meet up afterwards, and we know that she's used to a life of luxury, and he cannot do that. So then they are together afterwards, and then fucking hate each other, and they aren't even together.
How about...
Or they sell the necklace.
How about...
It's very romantic of you.
I mean, after 2 days. After 2 days, you're like going to die for somebody? What the fuck?
How about it's even colder than it is, and they all fucking die and go to hell. Directly to fucking hell.
Whoa.
Hey! Jack, Billy Zane, and Kate, and Mom.
Do they go to the same part of hell, or are they in different circles?
Oh, we're not doing Dante Hell. Fuck that. It's all
Just
the
one?
same. It's all the fucking same thing.
Okay, so
Where you're getting
Red
fucked
Hell?
by a demon while you're on a Stairmaster listening to someone sing karaoke Michael Bolton. Hell.
Oh, a Stairmaster.
Woo!
Look at his face.
I was thinking like Bill and Ted Hell, but you went like deeper. I was also thinking like Little Nicky Hell, where it's a pineapple up the ass every day.
No. And Little Nicky Hell is fun, by the way. No. Mine sucks. It's like no
Yeah,
exit.
you brought a Stairmaster.
It's like no
Get
exit
outta
by
here.
that French guy that Dun Swat or whatever his name fucking is, the French Arthur.
Have you ever done one of those Stairmasters for like 5 minutes?
That's why I put it in there, bitch.
It's the worst.
And
I'm gonna close this out here. Any other comments or plot holes?
Oh, I got a quote.
Oh, let's hear it.
You look like an indoor girl. Yes, Leo, I do.
I'm gonna teach you to spit like a man. Ah.
I don't know.
I will. Okay, so real quick, if anyone's listening, and I know we're just talking about the whole.
It's been a long show today, guys.
Yes.
Well, it was a long ass movie. What do you expect?
Yeah, I will say my rating be whatever, and my hatred. I do enjoy the fucking movie. Sorry.
Yeah, all the way up.
Oh, I've got one question before we close off.
It's good. Watch it.
All right, I've got one question.
What is?
Would you watch it with commercials?
No.
No.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not either.
Absolutely not.
Like Sound of Music. That's 4 hours. You're not getting it back.
Exactly.
I would
Hey, I just wanted to see if we all agreed on that.
I wouldn't watch fucking Forrest Gump fucking commercials. And I love Forrest fucking Gump. Fuck you, fucking commercials. And I don't mean to fuck someone, but fucking commercials makes me say fuck this big time. So fuck fucking commercials.
Whoa.
Thank you for joining us on Plot Off the Press.
Hey, good to see you, everybody. Bye.
Thanks for watching.
This is excited.